Hello, and welcome to another video. As you can see, we have a Sega Saturn logo going on here, and the disc not being booted, which kind of sucks. Let's try again. Okay, hopefully it will work out this time. There we go. And what game is it? It's coming. Hang on. That's right. It's Daytona USA. I mean, it's the Saturn version, alright? So, granted, it's not the arcade version, which looks a lot crisper. Should be sure. But yeah, I'd have to just flip because I'm gonna do several games this session, and so I'd have to like flip between the Sega AM2 emulator on PC and then back to the Mister and all that. So we'll make do with the arcade version here, which is fine. Yeah, let's get started. Let me just make sure that the mapping here is correct. There we go. All good. Sega AM2 by Yu Suzuki. Okay. I never played the Saturn mode. This is interesting. Let's see what the Saturn mode reserves for us. I usually only play the arcade mode. Since I want to talk, I'll select automatic. I usually select manual, but fine. Let's start our engines. And what's the topic of the video today, you may ask? Well, today we'll be extolling the virtues of shorter games. And after I got the Mister set up, and like a week ago, right? Basically, I think that's when that video came out, or close to that. I found myself enjoying the Saturn core a lot. Like, I think it's the core I played the most, which, I mean, it does make sense in the regard that I didn't have the Saturn as a kid, whereas I did have the N64 and the PlayStation, so I'm more curious about the Saturn titles. And also, I mean, the games that are available in the Saturn, man, they just click with me, you know? So there's that too. And I have found myself doing a very particular style of play session that I didn't foresee it happening before, and I have been having a lot of fun with that. And what is that kind of play session? It's just basically I'll boot up a game, and basically I have that was terrible. Have booted up Daytona here, as you can see, and I'll play this game for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long I want, and then I'll move on to the next game. I'll do maybe some Sega Rally, or do some Outrun, or I'll do some Afterburner. And then after that, what do? I'll go to the next game. Oh, the Saturn mode doesn't have a timer. Oh, that makes sense. Right. Okay, that's a bit more chill, I guess. To talk, that's even better. I guess we can do all the tracks then. Usually I take this corner by downshifting to third and then up to fourth on the exit, but since I'm on manual, I can't quite do that. And so I have found a lot of fun doing that, you know, like just going through a lot of shorter games inside the play session. And that remembered me of something that, I mean, has long since passed in my life when I was a kid, when I'd have my Sega Genesis around, and on occasion, my mom would let me like rent 2 games on a given weekend. It was rare. It was usually one singular game, but sometimes it'd be 2 games. And then on those weekends that I'd have 2 games, and even when I had only one, or I had friends around that brought their own cartridges, we'd have like 10 cartridges around us, you know, or 8 or something like that, counting all everybody's games and the rented ones and everything. And what happened was that we would just pop in a cartridge and then play the game for, I can't hit the wall there, it just kills the speed. Okay, this was a very subpar race. We can try again. But I think I'll do the intermediate map.
You placed
12th. J-O-E-A-E-O-N. Game over. Man, the game over jingles are so good. Let's just put our name here. Does it reset back? Okay, it does reset back to that. Let's try the advanced track here. And so getting back to what I was saying, I would just we would just like go through several cartridges in a single play session. Even with the N64, I do remember this happening a lot. And so we would like play some Pokemon Stadium, and then play some Star Fox, and then play some Mario Kart 64, and then some GoldenEye, you know. And over a play session, we would like go through 5, 6, 7 games. And if I think about how my play sessions have gone ever since then, since I became an adult, and I played mostly on PC for the longest time. And generally what would happen is that I would focus on a singular game for like a long period of time, even weeks or months on end. And so I have mentioned a couple of these games before. I think the best example I have here is World of Warcraft. So I played World of Warcraft for a very long time. And in playing World of Warcraft, I have, I think, over 2,000 hours or something. It's a long time. And what would happen is that I would just like play the same game every day. You know, that was what would happen. So I'd go to work, and then after coming back to work, I'd log into the game and do my dailies, and I mean do my quests or braid with friends and everything. Man, the car's so uncontrollable at times. And yeah, I mean that would be the experience, you know, of just basically being focused on a singular game for a long period of time. And that does happen with other games. It doesn't necessarily have to be an online game, so yeah, that's gonna happen again. Another example more recent that I can give is like both Zeldas, both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So both games I enjoyed very much, but again, same experience, like coming back from work and dedicating myself to the game for weeks or months or whatever until I finished the game. And it was a fun time, don't get me wrong, but it's, you know, it is a different experience, a very different experience. And you may say, hey man, nobody's pointing a gun at you. You can just focus on one game at a time, or you can just like turn off your Zelda and start playing something else. And that is very true, to be sure. But I don't know, I think that these games, they don't lend themselves as well to that kind of experience, you know? Like, this probably has happened with you guys quite a few times. But if you're playing a longer game, and then you stop playing that game, and then you get back to that game several weeks after, I kind of forget what I was doing, you know? So let's say I'm playing, let's use Zelda since this is the topic at hand. So I'm playing Zelda and I have defeated, I don't know, 2 Divine Beasts or whatever, and I stop playing and go play something else. And this has happened in the past, to be clear. And then, okay, so am I gonna get lapped here? It's looking like it, you know. Well, the guy is on lap 4, right? So I think we're okay here. All right. There's something about this track I haven't quite grasped just yet. Maybe the car is damaged? I don't know. And then what has happened several times with me is that I'll start a game, and then a longer game. I'll play it for some time, like a week or so, and then I either lose interest or I want to play something else, and then I stop playing that game for a given period of time. And these games, the longer games, right? And you can substitute Zelda for whatever longer game you have in mind. So I don't know, a Uncharted or a Fallout or a Skyrim, you know, that kind of experience. That was a bit rough. All right, so as I was saying, we can go to several games, right? So we can just simply come in here and then that select Sega Rally. Sega Rally here. And then I have to reset. Okay. And so these games, they don't lend themselves to shorter play sessions. It's not like you can just boot up Zelda and then you play it for like half an hour, and then you go to Mario Odyssey and you play half an hour, and then you go to Mario Kart. And you can see that I use a very Nintendo heavy example because I only have the Switch, but you can substitute that for whatever game you have in mind. So it doesn't work like that, because you kind of have to boot the game and go through like a longer play session to get anything done, right? Okay, let's do arcade mode. I had some mix. Let's do the practice, and then we do each of the three tracks. Now, Sega Rally is a lot more competent than Daytona in the Saturn, let me tell you that much. And you kind of get, you know,
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, it's B. Accelerates, alright. You get a bit, I don't know, hostage of the longer game in a sense. It's like, well, I kind of wanted to divide my time between multiple games, but I kind of can't right now because I am in the middle of beating this longer game. And then people talk about their backlogs a whole lot, right? So, oh, I have this backlog, I have to go through these X, Y, and Z games. And man, that kind of sucks, you know, because you're going from one longer game to another long game, and then it never ends. It never ends. You're always doing these longer experiences. And even story-heavy games, you know, I'm not big on story games. I guess you guys may have figured that out by now, but I'm not very big on story games. And I rarely play RPGs for that reason. And so, yeah, it is hard to have lead a life like that, you know, that you just go from long game to long game, in my experience at least. And so coming back to the theme of this video, I have found it so refreshing to just like hop in between short games. And obviously I'm talking about the Saturn mostly here, but these applies for all consoles basically. And so I'll hop in from here to a soccer match in Winning Eleven on PlayStation, and then I'll do like a round of Musha or of Thunder Force 4 on the Genesis, and then I'll hop into another shorter game on the NES. There's quite a few that I like in there. And then an hour and a half has gone by. I've gone to like 5-6 games or something like that, and man, I had a great time, you know. And of course, sometimes I'll do like some longer form stuff. I have tried playing Burning Rangers the other day, which wasn't the best experience, let me tell you. I was a bit underwhelmed for the game, but okay, it's fine. Oh, so this is laps, right? It's laps. All right, fair enough. So we just lap around the circuits until the time runs out. I suppose that's it. Right. Okay, so let me go through my notes here. Now, what I like about these shorter arcade style games is that they are like engineered to maximize the amount of fun you have on a given time period, you know? Like, take this game for example that I'm playing right now, Sega Rally. You can, alright, it seems like the track will loop around, so let's just do the championship mode this place. It'll be a bit more varied that way. So these games, they really are engineered to maximize your fun on a given play session. So that's really nice. When you compare that to these longer games, they have to pace themselves out because they can just like keep throwing fun stuff at you the whole time, right? There's no way that would work because the game, I mean, there's a lot of talk about copy-pasted content and ways that companies engineer their games so they can be longer, and that for sure happens. And so these longer games that we're talking about, they can't be fun all the time. It's literally impossible for the game to be fun the whole time. And so they kind of have to pad out the game with not as fun sections, you know. So the game can, I don't know, have any appreciable length to it. And yeah, that kind of sucks, man. And I can give several examples here of like games that... Okay, that was the desert course. Finish. Alright, now we go to forest. Okay. So even like a game that I like very much, for example, like Breath of the Wild, man, there are stretches in that I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to do this. The shrines are a very good example. Like, are there good shrines? Yes, several of them. But there are several others I'm like, oh my god, is this really happening? Do I have to do this? And it gets very, very bothersome, you know? And I get it, man, because they want to put in like 130, I think, right? Shrines in the game. And how could they possibly make 130 good shrines? It is really hard. It's a hard ask. And so what ends up happening is that they have like 30, maybe 40 good ones. And then there's a ton of average ones. And then finally you have the absolute trash tier ones. And then when you are doing the bad ones, or you're just like tracking around or something like that, you're thinking, man... Okay, I really have to let off the gas there. And you're thinking, man, this is not the funnest experience, you know? Like, god damn it, is this really what I want to do in my time? And even I'm giving a good example here, right? Because Zelda is not the most egregious example. I think that the Ubisoft games would be a very good example in that. The thing that they have like peppering the map with a bunch of stuff for you to do. But a lot of those things are really just copy-paste of other things that you did previously, you know? And so you're just going through the same motions. Coming back to Zelda, for example, it just occurred to me like the Koroks are a very good example of that. Eiko actually likes doing Koroks. I would imagine not that many people, you know? Like, I mean, you can't do a little challenge in there, you shoot your bow and arrow and then the Korok pops up and you're like, oh nice, I have a Korok. And then you do it the second time, you do it the third time, and then by the end of that you're like, okay man, I got it. And then you find out there's like, what, 900 Koroks or whatever in the game? Like an insane amount. And Jesus Christ, man, who is about to do 900 Koroks? Is this for real? It's not happening. I don't think I'm beating this stage, man. Unfortunately. Maybe? Easy left, baby. I don't think it's happening, guys. Oh my god, come on. We're alive. Let's go. I'm focusing now. I'm focusing. Let's go. Oh, the car bogged down too much. The car bogged down too much. Power slide through. Let's go. Oh, it's right there. Oh, come on, really? Oh, that was so close. I could see the finish, man. Okay, that was nice. So you see, we did Sega Rally now, and what are we gonna do? We're just gonna boot up, man. Sega Ages Outrun. I have to change the region to Japan here. And then we reset, and there you go. You know? So when I'm doing Koroks, I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, is this what life is now? Like actually doing Koroks? When I was younger, I would have more patience for this kind of activity. So I recall doing, for example, 100 Gold Skulltulas on Ocarina of Time. And on the two Skulltula houses in Majora's Mask. Let's do an extra easy here because I'm not the best in Outrun. And I kind of want to see the whole thing with you guys. Do you guys want a range mode? Well, let's do a range mode since the Saturn version is very special. That thing.
Ready?
And there we go. And I'll see, we're already going on to a new game, man. It's like, it's so cool. You can see I have a tendency for liking racing games, right? Which I guess is not surprising given the previous inclinations of the channel. But yeah, when I was younger, I had more patience for doing these like collectible things. But as I get older, man, Jesus Christ, there's no way you're paying me enough money to do like 900 Koroks. It's just not happening. And then people can go and say, well, our game is really long because there's a ton of stuff to do. I mean, does it really? I mean, is that content? Can we, you know? I don't know. Do you consider that content? Like, on the face of it, it is content, of course, because it's stuff for you to do and to fill in time. So it is content. But, I mean, is it worthwhile content? Like, is that an worthwhile investment of your time? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, man. If we should be here bragging about, oh, I got all 900 Koroks in Breath of the Wild, and that was a super worthwhile investment, time investment for me. I don't think so. You know. Now let's extort some more values of shorter arcade style games. Now I have written down here replayability. That is a big one, because these games, they are all, well, the ones I played right now, and there's several that we can use as examples here. Not only racing games, but others as well. Beat 'em ups are a good one as well. Even platformers. They are originally made so they can eat up as many quarters as they could, right, on the arcade. And so for them to eat up quarters, they have to, by definition, be fun. Because if the game wasn't fun, you wouldn't like be putting quarters all the time. Let's go right. You want to keep putting quarters in the machine if the game wasn't fun. And also the game has to be replayable, because if the arcade machine wasn't replayable, people would play the arcade one time, they'd be like, alright, fun game, good stuff. And then they wouldn't ever come back, and then the machine wouldn't pay for itself, you know. And so I think the incentives that the game designers had, especially arcade game designers they had back in the day, were really good in the sense that they really leaned themselves to good game design, you know. They had to make fun replayable games, because if they didn't, people wouldn't play the machine a lot, and then it would be a commercial failure. And now these days, I think the design incentives that we have for longer games are a bit perverse, in the sense that everybody expects the games to be longer. You know, it is a bit unacceptable if you spend like $60-70 on a game and the game lasts 8-10 hours. People are going to complain about that. If it is justifiable that they complain about that or not, it's a different question, but they will for sure complain about it. And what happens is that the game designers, they kind of are faced with a situation where they're like, well, we have to make a long game, because if we don't make a long game, people are going to complain. Okay. So, man, this truck really screwed me over. This yellow Porsche is going to screw me, isn't he? Jesus Christ, man. These Porsches, they're just the worst. Stop. Okay, we're good. I think. Okay, we're good. I'm just gonna brake because this S section here can get pretty tricky. We're already in stage 5, is that it? Alright. Good stuff, good stuff. Very nice, very nice. And so the game designers of today, they're faced with like, okay, we have to make a 30, 40, 80 hour game, I don't know. And it is literally, I wouldn't say impossible, but it is very, very hard and very expensive to make a game that has unique content for that amount of time. And so what they end up having to do is like, okay, we're gonna have to cheat a little bit here to make the game last a longer time, and so you end up with like copy-pasted content. It's just the logical conclusion of the whole thing, you know? You can't not have copy-pasted content if you want a game that long. And then, is that a worthwhile experience you have? You know, is the all the 80 hours that you're playing the game a fun time all around? I don't know. You tell me. And so, okay, we actually, oh, I mean, I put it on extra easy, right? There's that for sure. But we did beat the game. What do we get here? Oh, I think this is the scene where the woman gets a trophy. Yeah. There's a route. I think this is the easier routes you can do. I think full right is the hardest one, I'm not mistaken. And there we have it. Let's go to the next game, guys. I wanna do Power Drift Toka. I know what I wanna do. There's also the fact that arcade games, they're not really shy of demanding that you become better at the game, right? And so there's a lot of skill-based challenge in arcade games. So there's all these games that you can see all over YouTube that people actually manage to 1cc, even games that you would think, wow, this game is really unfair. There's no way anybody would be able to 1cc this game. But you know, it's actually possible, man. It actually is possible to 1cc the game. Let's do Sonic. And yeah, if you get really good at an arcade game, or an arcade style game, I'm not saying just arcade games, I'm saying arcade style games, or even console games that are made with arcade design in mind, right? They really reward your skill in that sense. And then we get to listen to some TJ Davis here. Oh no. Oh no. It's gonna be another day. Can you feel the sunshine? Man, I like this game so much. Even though I never played it as a kid, I kept seeing the pictures in the magazine. I was like, man, this game must be so good. And let's be clear, it's not the best game, but it is a cool game. Ironically enough, it is a cool game. I'm not gonna win this race, am I? I'm not. I completely screwed the pooch here. Alright. This sucks. Now what else do I have here? Oh, there's also the burnout aspect. Yeah, that's true. I've written down here, which is like, it is easy for you to really get burnout in longer games if you're not careful. So you keep playing the same game week in, week out. This is especially true for online rank-based games. Right, so let's go through here. Let's see what's going on in here. It's a Chaos Emerald, man. All right. Get about the best. And I burned out of several games in my life, man, let me tell you. What? I think I have to get all the... Either I have to win the race or get all the medals or something like... something like that. That's fine, we're just having a good time here. Now, if you're changing titles several times, especially in a single play session, it's by definition very hard for you to burn out of any singular game, right? Because how are you going to burn out? You're not really sticking to the game that long to get tired of it. So there's that too, you know. So another thing to consider there. This is living in the city. What else do I have? I have the multiplayer aspect. This is a given. So many arcade and arcade design games, right? They have multiplayer as a major focus. And so the N64 is actually a very good console in the sense that if you look at the N64, very few arcade ports in there, right? For example, Star Fox or Mario Kart. They're not arcade games at all, but they have arcade design. You know, they're designed in a way that an arcade game would be. You just pick up and play, just sit down, have fun, and very easy to learn. Depending on the game, hard to master, though that's not a requirement. And yeah, like just a fun time all around. Sonic Car, which I'm playing right now, of course, another good example. And so this all leans very well for multiplayer, be it local or even online. So if you like playing with your friends, or if you're older like me and you have kids and all that, these arcade games are really, really good in the sense that you can just like bring your kids in so they can play alongside you. So a game that I'll play very frequently with my kid is ToeJam and Earl likes very much, but maybe not as applicable to this video. But another game he likes very much is Road Rash. And Road Rash is a console game that has arcade design all over it. You know, Road Rash could very easily have been an arcade game if you think about it. And so, yeah, just I think it's a testament to how good these games are, you know. I think I wanted to go to that 50 door there, but no matter, we'll keep going. I just want to go through all the tracks, I think. And there's a Sonic coin in there. There we go. Now I won. Pretty cool. This previous point also goes without saying that it's very good for local co-op. So if you want to play on the same physical space as your friends or as your kids or as your wife, and obviously there's other modern games that are really good for that. One that I didn't play that much is Overcooked. I think Overcooked was a good one that's more recent. Another one that I played a lot with my wife was that bomb disarming game. It's Keep Talking Nobody Explodes. Great time. That's not as arcade necessarily, but I mean, in a way, maybe. Depends on your interpretation, you know. Okay, I don't have as much experience in this map here. Did I get stuck? I got, alright. I'm gonna have to learn a few maps here as we go through. Man, I really got screwed. The tank controls here are just, you know. I am completely lost, man. Okay. I don't know how to turn fast here. Maybe there's a way. I gotta tell you, man, I am completely lost on the map here. Where am I going? Let's follow the arrows. I'm not stuck in the wall. Alright. Okay. We're back in business. Did I complete the lap? I think so. I haven't reached other racers somehow. Okay. I'm focusing really hard here, man. Sonic Car is a hard time. Okay, I got the second coin. There we go. Come on, Amy. Get out of the way, man. Okay, okay, we have 2 laps in. Alright. Okay, I saw a coin there. I think I have to win the race for the coin to count, so I don't think it matters too much, but I'll get the coin regardless. Alright. 20, I do have 20. It's an emerald. I don't think I'll get to keep the emerald, because I'm not gonna win. Am I lost? Okay, okay. I found my way. Alright, so there's a loop here. This game is so clunky, Jesus Christ. At the same time, it's so good. Yeah, I basically got my ass handed to me. Right. Damn. No Chaos Emeralds. Let's see what else I got here. But yeah, there's also the cost factor, man. There's a lot of, I mean, it's not always the case, but there is a lot of arcade style games that they're a lot cheaper. So Sonic Mania is not exactly an arcade game by definition, but it was pretty cheap. I think it was 20 bucks when it got released. There was the recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, I think the name, which was a fun arcade title as well. And what else? What's another one I had in mind? Oh yeah, the remake for Streets of Rage 4. That was another one that I really liked, and it had arcade design all over it. And these games usually they are not as expensive as the triple or sometimes quadruple A. Some will tell you these days that the games are actually quadruple A. Oh, I was trying to cheat there, man. They didn't let me. Oh no. This sucks. Man, this map is a mess. You look at the map and like, what the actual fuck is going on? Nobody understands. I'm going in reverse actually. Alright, I just saw it. Okay. I'm literally lost, man. There's an arrow here. Okay. Go here. And then what? Then I go here. Oh, it said reverse for a very brief period of time. I think it was actually a mistake. Okay, now I finished the lap. All right. There's also the storytelling part of it, and this really depends on what kind of gamer you are. Now, I'm not very big on story, and so if you give me a game that has a ton of story, I'm gonna mostly be like, you know, man, do I have to sit through this? Because, you know, if I'm more wanting a story experience, I'll most likely either, I could say get a book, but that would be a lie because I don't read that much, but I'll most likely either like watch a television series or a movie or something like that, you know. That would be something more my speed, you know. And I think that the general storytelling that you can do with like some unassisted I mean, you don't depend on the gameplay for the story to be told. I think it's a bit more conducive to a better story being told overall, you know. Now, this will not please all the RPG fans, I'm sure. So if you are an RPG fan, you may heavily disagree with me here. You think, hey man, you don't know what you're talking about. You haven't played Chrono Trigger, you haven't played Final Fantasy VII or whatever. And so those games have fantastic stories that you're missing out. You know, that may very well be true, but at this point, man, you know, I'm kind of past that. I'm not willing really to give a lot of chance to RPGs anymore. Am I missing out for that? Maybe. But it is what it is, I would say. And we lost. Big surprise. Alright, so let's get the next game. I think it will be the last one. Alright, I think we're going here, hopefully. Took me a while to get the core running. This is Fantastic Night Dreams Cotton and the TurboGrafx 16CD. Okay, I need to, hang on, I need to bring the volume up. Okay, we're good now. Alright, I think we're in business here. I like the music of this game, like very much so. It's really cool music. There is also Panorama Cotton and on the Genesis, and both Cotton 2 and Cotton Boomerang on the Saturn that are on the same vein. Alright, so as I was saying, now there's other modern games that are, goddamn. Okay, I think I need to hit the guy in the middle, maybe. They have arcade design. I have some examples here. Some that I already mentioned, of course. But I think Celeste, Super Meat Boy, in a way, are games that very much have arcade design, all written all over it. Another one that my kid likes a whole lot. I'm not the biggest fan, but it really depends on your mileage. There is Geometry Dash, another one that has a lot of arcade design written all over it. So you when I'm talking about these games, you don't necessarily need to think, oh, he's specifically talking about arcade games. Not at all. It can be games that are designed for these short burst play sessions, right? I really wish I had a turbo button here, man. My finger is getting pretty tired here. There we have it. Yep. There's the fan service, guys. I have no idea what's going on in the story here in Cotton, man, and I am not really sure if I want to know, you know? Especially with what's going on in there. But, you know, we can watch it. It's fine. But these games from Japan, man, there's some wacky stuff going on in there. To be sure. The 7 willows of different colors come together to become a big willow. What is a willow? Do I want to know what a willow is? I don't know. A big great willow. So if you are an anime fan, which I definitely am not, maybe you'll get some more mileage out of Cotton here than I will. Now the music here in Cotton is... Oh, really, man? Could put in some Air Zonk as well, I suppose. Dude. I need the back shot. Where's the back shot? I've been playing a lot of Thunder Force these days, and I'm really missing the railgun right here. I don't even know what the hell hit me there. Maybe I need a ground shot here. Well, you know. What? I pressed start, man. What the hell? Okay, alright, restart the whole stage. Okay, fair enough. Oh yeah, that's true. You can only continue a single time here in Cotton. That's right. No, the music is really good. Oh, the willows are the options. Okay, I got it. Oh, these shmups that you kind of have to weave your way in and out of stuff. I think like R-Type. Not Gradius as well. I'm not the biggest fan, you know. I kind of prefer when you have to be a bit more reactive. The chip is overall faster and you just like... Okay, we're really getting some mild jolly options here, man. My finger... What the hell hit me? I don't know. Kinda wanna get a magic here. Okay, there we go. What? I lost the magic. It's over. You can do the same thing as you do with the Bowser in Twin B. You can just like keep him on the air. Oh, we have Grim Reapers now? Alright. Oh my god. Yeah, that was definitely coming our way. You guys can see I kind of ran out of stuff to talk about now. I'm just really playing the game at this point. Okay, I can continue from the same place. This is... Yeah, guys, I don't know if we're getting through the Grim Reaper here. We'll try. Well, what do you know? That was it for Cotton. That was it for us as well. So I think with this play session, hopefully you guys got some of the idea. I kind of wanted to mostly demonstrate what I wanted to say, rather than simply say it. And yeah, like really, if you can think about the types of games that you've been playing, if you can fit in some more shorter games, arcade style games in your rotation, because I think you really enjoy it. If you just like go through a couple, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a single sitting, just like do a quick play session, 10-15 minutes, go to the next one. It's really fun. It's really fun. You can recreate a lot of that excitement that we had back in the arcades at your home, with not much issue. not much issue if you can just like break away from necessarily having to play like big games, you know, these triple or even quadruple A games that have hours upon hours of story and gameplay in them, and really just scale down a little bit and try playing some simpler stuff. You really enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys like this one, and I'll be back pretty soon with more stuff. Cheers. Bye bye.